Thank you very much, Professor Ogada, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a real pleasure and honor to be with you today to this seminar, to bring further the legacy of Professor Calestous Juma. I will make this presentation on behalf of Dr. Oti-Boateng, who apologizes. She had an unforeseen emergency and couldn't join us today. So I will be presenting an overview of the global pilot program on STI for the SDGs roadmap. First, I will start my presentation by introducing to you what we call the technology facilitation mechanism, the TFM, and the UN Interagency Task Team on STI for the SDGs, which is one of the key elements of the TFM. So the mechanism, the technology facilitation mechanism, was launched in 2015. It was elaborated to support actually the implementation of the Agenda 2030 and also to contribute to the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. It was designed by to support and to organize the work of the UN towards the implementation of the Agenda 2030. And one of its key component was the establishment of the UN Interagency Task Team, called UN IATT, as an arm of implementation. What is the UN IATT? These are actually working groups that were formed on specific topics that are relevant for STI, and gathering representatives from different UN entities, but also other international development agencies. And just to give you examples, there are various work streams, working groups that address different topics. For instance, of course, the work stream that is focusing on the development of STA for SDGs roadmaps. This is the work stream 9. We have also other working groups, for instance, for the development of an online platform on science, technology, and innovation for sustainable development goals. There is also the working group on capacity building in science, technology, and innovation, as well gender and STI. So these are various working teams. And as I mentioned, each of these team is composed by different members and different staff from the UN agencies. The one that has designed the global pilot program on STA for SDGs roadmap is composed by different UN agencies that are active in this field, notably UNCTAD, UNESCO, the World Bank, UNDESA. Also, we have contribution from OECD, from the European Union Joint Research Center, just to name a few, but the group also involves other UN members. So the global pilot program, what it is and how does it started? It's a policy making tool to better align the SDGs with actions in science and technology and innovation. It was designed by the IATT group, and it was designed through a lot of expert discussions and meetings in 2017, in 2018, and it was officially launched in July 2019 during the high-level political forum in New York. It started with 5 pilot countries, which were Ethiopia, Ghana, India, Kenya, and Serbia. And later, Ukraine also joined the pilot program. It is important to mention that this year there was a UN General Assembly resolution that was adopted, which refers to this program. and points out the strategic importance of it for better and greater policy coherence in science, technology, and innovation. The pilot program, of course, we will hear with the next panel also on the on various achievements at the country level. But just to give you also some overview of what are the frameworks and the conceptual also inputs as it was designed by the UNIATT. We have the UN guidebook, which is really the reference document for this program. The UN guidebook for the development of STI for SDGs roadmaps. This was a technical document that was developed jointly with the UNIATT. It was commissioned by the World Bank, and it provides a step-by-step approach for the development of STI roadmaps. It is meant to be a practical tool for countries that embark in this process of developing their STI roadmaps. The guidebook was published and translated in 8 languages, in the 6 official UN languages, in English, in French, in Spanish, in Russian, in Arab, in Chinese. And we also have translation in Japanese and in Portuguese. So the guidebook is, of course, available on the TFM website. It has also the 2 background papers, which are also reference for our work on this program. The first paper is providing information on the different methodologies and different also tools that exist in the different UN agencies that serve as input and contribution to the work of on the STA for SDGs roadmaps. Also, a paper on promoting STI international cooperation. So these are other important concept tools that we are using in this program. The IATT team also launched a series of policy briefs to gather also and to have the findings of the different activities and work done in the STI for SDGs roadmap was organized and contributed in this series. We also prepare regular progress reports on the achievements of the global pilot program, and they are all available on the TFM website. Again, of course, the most important part are the country achievements, those that have embarked in the whole process of developing their STA for SDGs roadmaps, and I'm sure you will hear more on this in the next discussion. And today we are in a stage of expanding this global pilot program through the new initiative called Partnership in Action. Partnership in Action came as a result of the need to scale up the global pilot program. Many countries have expressed interest to join and develop also their STA roadmaps, and therefore numerous discussions took place to organize and to mobilize multi-stakeholder support for the global pilot program, to see how we could expand, of course, and work with more countries, how to accelerate the translation of the political ambition and the preliminary findings of the roadmaps into policies and also practical STI solutions. And just to share with you some of the events that really led to establishing this broader alliance to support the partnership in action. We had few events that took place last year and this year. For instance, side events during the UN 75th General Assembly in November last year. A side event also that was organized during the STI forum this year in May. The high-level dialogue on the partnership in action during the high-level political forum this year in July. These were events that engaged further and really had led us at the UN level, but also at the country level to organize the next steps of the program and to launch a broader partnership in action. I would conclude this presentation by sharing with you UNESCO's contribution to this work and UNESCO's contribution to the design, and how, from an agency perspective, we are contributing to this joint UN action. And every agency participating in this process has its own contribution and piece, and this is where we are very much complementary, and also it's a little bit the beauty of this program is that it has different agencies' perspectives and different elements that we contribute to this program. From UNESCO's perspective, so the standard setting instruments, as you may know, UNESCO has currently has 3 major science recommendations. The first is the recommendation on science and scientific researchers that was adopted in 2017 by UNESCO's General Conference, and 2 new recommendations that were actually adopted just 2 weeks ago during the General Conference that took place. The UNESCO recommendation on open science and the UNESCO recommendation on the ethics of artificial intelligence. These are recommendations that form our guiding principles for actions in science, technology, and innovation. They also provide some guiding guidelines for member states in this area. As part of the partnership in action, UNESCO also provides its expertise and experience in providing technical assistance and capacity building to member states in the field of STI policy development, reviews, of course, implementation, monitoring and evaluation, capacity building. And I would like to mention especially a methodology that UNESCO is using that is called GOSPIN, the Global Observatory on Science, Technology and Innovation Policy Instruments. We have been using this approach and methodology as part of the diagnosis phases for the development of STI for SDGs roadmaps. Also, the clearinghouse function of UNESCO. UNESCO has the mandate of sharing information and working with decision makers to build a stronger evidence base, and through the production of international reports. For instance, the engineering report that UNESCO is producing, the UNESCO Science Report also. The latest edition was launched this year. Reports also on water and many other aspects that provide, of course, information and data for decision makers. With this, I would like to thank you for your attention, and looking forward to listen to the next panel also on the country presentations. Thank you.